Good morning. Good morning. It is 7 a.m. on a Saturday here. So apologize for the crazy hair and everything going on here. But right after we get done here, I am going to, in fact, there. So right after I get done here, I'm going to run home and pick up the family, and we're going to go run a 5K this morning, the Fort Zumwalt Leadership Club Color Run. So those of you don't know what a color run is, you pay money to run around a 3 point some odd mile track, and they throw colored powder at you the whole time. So by the time I'm done, I will be covered in color. It's a little brisk here in St. Louis this morning, so got the long sleeves on and I'm ready to go. So excited about that, and going to be a great morning. But anyhow, today we're going to talk about being so good they can't ignore you, and it's an interesting topic, and I'll get into where this came from here in just a little bit. But first, I want to just shout out to everybody I got to talk to over in Fort Worth, the Sublimation Summit. So kind of been running around for the last 2 weeks. And so it's good to be back home, back settled in, and back to regularly scheduled programming, so to speak. So really looking forward to chatting with you guys today about this. But we captured a ton of fantastic stuff, and really would love to have you check that out over at facebook.com/2regularguys. You can see all of the live video that we took. I think there's, 10 to 15 different videos that we were able to do, and got better as we moved along. So that's one part. The second part, I'd love for you guys to go to this link down here, 2regularguys.com/decorators community, and get signed up there. Either side, if you want to share, be an educator, if you want to learn, be a scholar, or do both. We'd love to have you guys do both. Yesterday on Two Regular Guys podcast, we talked more about what the decorators community is and is going to be, and it's really starting to come together. So I'm really excited about everything, and can't wait to share more about that, and as we have more. So definitely get signed up over there. That's the best way to do that, and we can get that taken care of. So let's see. Todd, good morning. How are you, sir? How cold is it in Denver this morning? Is it going to warm up here today? I heard that it might get warmer here today. So good stuff going on there, and excited to hear all about the NBM show there in Denver. I know it was a little bit small, but that gives you some opportunity for some intimate conversations, and get to hang out and really get deep into stuff with folks. So check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. And sorry, we popped that up. Good morning, Todd. Covered that. 50s today, I think. Good. It actually is getting a little chilly here in St. Louis today. I think for our run this morning, it's only going to be in the upper 30s, so not bad for a run. But my wife was yelling at me this morning, going, "You're going to wear shorts?" So we'll see. It's definitely a little cold. And then hair, crazy hair, got crazy hair going this morning. Love the crazy hair. All right. Good stuff. Cool. So let's talk about being so good they can't ignore you. And I'm glad to have Todd along, because I think he's going to provide some great insight. In fact, Todd, we've talked about this, that we need to make having you on in the mornings a more regular scheduled program. So when you get back from Denver, let's chat about that. But so good they can't ignore you. So here's where this came from. I've been reading a book. It's by Cal Newport, and it's called "So Good They Can't Ignore You." And in fact, if you want to check it out, there's the link over to Amazon to check it out. That's their shortener. I will post it in the chat here as well. And it's a really interesting book. And it's really kind of got me thinking about a lot of things. And it says an error occurred, so I don't know if the link's going to show up, but if not, I will get that link posted over there in the comments here in just a bit. And of course, why would it work this morning, right there? I thought I posted it, but if not, I'll get back there and post that. So it's called "So Good They Can't Ignore You." And as most of you guys know, that if you listen regularly here, I'm a big believer in doing stuff that we love, and being passionate about our work. And almost, I've talked about it before. I haven't come out and said, follow your passion, um, in fact, I've kind of subscribed to the Mike Rowe theory of, don't follow your passion because it's too fickle, but certainly take it along with you. So I think that we do our best work when we're engaged in it. We're really excited about it. And very rarely, there's very few cases that I've ever seen of folks that get excited just about making the money. Now, that can be a measuring stick, a gauge of how well you're doing, that you're successful and that you're making money, and certainly that can be a definite motivator. We need money to to survive and thrive and to give back and all this other stuff. So there's definitely something to be said there, but at the same time, we also need to understand that just following our passion might not be the exact right thing to do. So this book, So Good They Can't Ignore You, is basically, especially when it starts out, he's really arguing against everybody that says follow your passion. So at first, as I was taking it in, I actually was really kind of, whoa, standoffish, like, wait a second, I'm not sure what this guy's saying. And so I kind of started to close down a little bit, and then I said, okay, let's get through the book. Let's make sure that we understand what we're talking about here. And as he progressed, it definitely started to kind of break down a little bit. And good morning, Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining me. It really started to break down a little bit and kind of get into the bigger picture of it. So, what the basis of the book is, though, is that the advice to just go out there and follow your passion is not good advice. And I would tend to agree with that, because what happens if you don't know exactly what your passion is? Do you spend all your time just finding out what your passion is? So his argument is spend your time getting so good at something that they can't ignore you, and that will lead you to where your passion is, what what work, what business that you do that is going to really fulfill you. So it's kind of a passion versus skill thing. So again, I'm fully in the mindset of we have to do things that get us excited. We have to do things that fulfill a need outside of just making money. But at the same time, to just go and say, hey, I'm super passionate about this and do only that, well, that's fine. I'm a really good example of that. I am super passionate about volleyball. I love it. I listen to podcasts about it. I watch it. I've run volleyball tournaments. I play as often as I can. I've coached. Everything nearly that I can do in volleyball, I've done in volleyball. But guess what? At my level, at my skill level, what I was able to achieve with that, there was no opportunity for me to make a living, to do things. And so I've found something else that I've done a lot of over the course of my nearly 20-year career here, which is talking to small businesses, working with small businesses, helping them, being part of their success. And I'm learning every day. And so I'm learning and trying to gain more knowledge, trying to have more conversations with people, trying to figure out exactly what I can do to help. And that is, so I'm trying to be so good at that you just can't ignore me. Meaning, oh, hey, okay, hopefully I'm still here. Okay. My monitor keeps wanting to go out. That's been fun this morning. Maybe it's too early for it, but anyhow, so I think I'm a pretty good example of this whole thing. And again, when I started off in the book, I was really standoffish about it. So definitely check out that book and read that. But it kind of passion versus skill. So he goes on to argue that we need to have what he calls a craftsman mindset, basically meaning that you keep working, you keep hustling. Great word that I hear Todd use all the time. You keep getting after it. Cheryl's a great example, worked her tail off to get Sublimation Summit going, and was a great event. But it took that craftsman mindset of working on it, asking for feedback, ask, as we talk about in the success principles, and doing all of that stuff. And so that's what he's talking about, having that craftsman mindset. So I'm here to say to you guys, in your business, have that craftsman mindset, have that, do a little bit more. So it's kind of like working out. Good morning, Sandy. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning. So yeah, in a way, it's kind of like working out, and right now I'm not the right guy to be talking about working out. I need to get back on the physical fitness side of my life here a little bit. But the whole point of working out is you go and you stretch and you break your muscles, and in that process of breaking your muscles, that grows more muscle because they have to heal back together. So really, you're basically hurting yourself every time you work out. But again, that's good for our body. So do the same thing with our work. Stretch just a little bit further each day. Go do that one thing that you know you need to do, or that you believe that's going to help your business, but it's just outside of your comfort zone. So stretch and practice, and then fail forward. I think I read that somebody said in Todd's group over there, somebody mentioned that in a post, to fail forward. And that's what this Craftsman mindset is all about. And so I really, as I got deeper into the book, really started to kind of have that hit home for me. And so that's what I want you guys to take from this is to go out there. What is it that you do so well? And this is the question you need to ask yourself, or have somebody ask you and really push you to answer this in such a way. What is it that you are so good at that you have a hard time charging for it? And that statement right there, if you can get to the bottom of it, because no matter what you think about yourself, there is something that you do better than anybody else in the whole wide world. Absolutely. Hands down, no question about it. What is that thing? And what is that thing inside of your business that you are doing so well that it separates you from your competition, from everybody else that's out there? No matter what, no matter if you're competing with Amazon and I just can't figure out how to do it. Well, guess what? That is not true. People do it all the time. People do it all day, every day. There's very successful businesses out there doing just that. They're asking themselves that question, and then they're focusing on that, and then they're getting better at it little bits at a time every day. So change your mindset just a little bit. Not saying get rid of following your passion. We still want to definitely, like I said, from Mike Rowe, who's the Dirty Jobs guy, if you don't familiar with him, but he said, don't follow your passion because it's too fickle, but take it with you. So that's what we want to do. We want to take it with us. We want to instill that in our work, because that's going to drive us to do those little uncomfortable things, just stretch just a little bit like that and get out there. So, that's the story. Interesting part is everybody that's in that real kind of heavy, just follow your passion at all costs kind of mentality out there. One of the things they point to is a commencement speech by Steve Jobs. And in this book, Cal Newport, who's the author, actually really breaks that down. And he says, Steve Jobs was saying that in a commencement speech, but really, if you look back on his whole trajectory into being the founder of Apple and kind of on to that fame, if he would have stuck with the whole follow your passion thing, if you go and look at what he was passionate about before he started Apple, he would have not started Apple, because what he was passionate about was kind of yoga and mysticism and some things like that. And like I said, Cal Newport does a really good job breaking that down in the book here. So that's what he was passionate about. He just happened to also be involved with a guy named Steve Wojnarowski, who was very passionate about computers. So Steve Jobs was never passionate about computers until he got into it, and he became so good at it. It was such a fledgling thing at the time, and he and his partner there became so good at it that they couldn't ignore them. So that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do. Some people would call it niching down. And again, becoming a niche business where you're focused on one area has nothing to do with the work that you take in. It has everything to do with your message going out. What are we putting out there? Because what we put out there is what we're going to attract. People are going to connect with that and go, oh yeah, Aaron's a volleyball guy. So, yes, he might be making shirts, but he knows all about volleyball. He talked about what the national team is doing, or all these other things. So guess what? I run a volleyball club, and we've got 300 kids that need uniforms. Oh, and they need 3 sets of uniforms. Oh, and they need specific numbers, and they need specific things. And I know that Aaron is passionate about volleyball, so I know I'm not going to have to worry about teaching him what we need in a volleyball uniform. So we make that connection. Now, when I am so absolutely incredibly amazingly good at making those volleyball uniforms, that the guy that runs the volleyball club that's talking to his friend that runs the basketball club says, your uniforms look amazing. Where do you get those? And he's going to say, well, Aaron does our uniforms. He's really great. His service is fantastic. He knows things that we don't even know about what we need, and just takes care of everything for us. It's so easy. I don't even think about it. I give him a blank check every year, and he just takes care of it for us, and I feel good about it. And that basketball guy goes, oh, well, shoot, I need that too. And then that grows into the next guy that knows that guy that grows, So there's what I'm talking about when you're talking about so good you can't ignore you, and then niching down and having that ability to say, what am I so good at that, you just have to listen to me when we talk about those things. All right. So that's the gist of it. Kind of go, let me know what, and I'm just hand at the camera all day. I don't know what's going on here. I'm excited about this. I'm passionate about this subject. How about that? All right. So good stuff there. Let me know what feedback you guys have, what questions you guys have about all that. Love to get your take on all of that. While we're talking about that, I'm going to do my little pitch here, because we want to get this filled up here. We made the goal, Todd, so that was good. But I need to get it going. And again, I have not really turned on the marketing yet. And that's kind of part of the plan, is that I want to prove to everybody that, this marketing we're going to talk about does work. So here we go. It says passion versus skill is a perfect tip for me. So what is your passion? Talk about that first, and then figure out where that fits in the skill, and ask yourself that question that I mentioned earlier. What are you so good at that you have a hard time charging for it? Because to you, it's just second nature. So there's something in there, and seeing your work, I can probably pick out lots of things already. We got to meet at the Sublimation Summit, so really excited to hear about this. But find that thing, and it's such an amazing opportunity, and it's such an amazing kind of light bulb moment that it really helped me. So I hope that it'll help you guys as well, to be able to take that and kind of figure out, yes, I enjoy doing this, or yes, I've done this and I've done it pretty well, but where is that one thing that just really stands out to you? And that's, discovering that is, I think, the key to success. So thank you so much for the comment there. All right. So back to talking about the marketing seminar here. So if you go to aaronmontgomery.info, it is up here in the top corner. Hey, I got it right. It's all backwards over here. So go to there to aaronmontgomery.info /marketing and get signed up. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the coupon code community. And that coupon code is going to be good till the end of the month here. And that will get you $25 off, half off the seminar. So for only $25, we're going to have 3 hours together to talk about websites, where that links in, email marketing, and social media. So we're going to talk about all those things: websites, email marketing, social media, and then also how they all link together to be able to get new business in to reach the customers that we want to reach. So Sandy says, I still need to sign up, but won't be able to watch live. Totally understand that. November 11th, 2019. I picked that date, because I want to also honor our veterans. So we're doing some stuff there that I'm really excited about. But B, some people might be off that day. And when I did my survey last year, people actually said that Monday was a good day. So we went with that. But I also understand that some of you can't watch it live. So if you sign up, though, you are the only ones that get the recording. So it will be recorded. And within that too, there will be some other goodies. We're going to do some things that I'll share with you that you can then work on, get my feedback, kind of build that a little bit more. So it's not just the 3-hour webinar there. There are some other things, but you have to sign up. You have to get on that list, and we're limiting it to only 50 people. So right now we're at about 38-40% full. So we still got a little ways to go, but I know that this will fill up, and I don't want you to miss out. So Sandy, I'd love to have you sign up. And again, you will get it. Then the reason I'm limiting it to only 50 people, even if people can't actually be there, obviously I'd love to have you there for the Q&A and stuff like that. But we will also have a one-on-one consulting opportunity afterwards too, that I really want to be able to really give you guys as much of myself as I can. And more than 50 people, I just can't do it. So Cheryl asked what time it is. What time is it? And that is a fantastic question. I have not actually settled on a specific time yet. So I was going to wait to get everybody signed up and find a time that works. It will be sometime during the day. And, I don't want to take away from people's evening times with their families and stuff like that. So right now it's looking like an afternoon affair, sometime after lunch, basically. But basically just going to get feedback from everybody that's signed up and find the happy medium there. So yeah, great question. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, guys. So sign up for that. I didn't come on here this morning to give you the big marketing push here and sales pitch. I wanted to really talk about going out there, being so good they can't ignore you. So if you guys have any questions about that, love to chat more about that. But I also need to kind of start wrapping it up here because thank you, Chuck. Yeah, crazy hair this morning. At the beginning, I am going to run my mic's in the way, but color fun run this morning, and so no need to get the crazy hair done. Actually, probably going to get home and spike it up a little bit more, throw a little color in it just to have a little fun and flair. So running a 5K with the family. For some reason, we are crazy people like that, where we get up super early. That way we can pay to go run around a track for about 3+ miles. And in this particular case, we also get to pay to have people throw colored powder at our faces as we run by. So, hey, sounds like a fun time, right? So yeah, that's the crazy hair this morning, and maybe time for a haircut too. I'm not sure anybody have. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. Do I grow it out a little bit more? Whatever. I'm too old to worry about my hair. I should probably just. Awesome. All right, you guys. So what else? What else is out there? What are your thoughts on this? I love the feedback there. Passion versus skill is a perfect tip for me, and I'd love to hear how you tackle that. Let's keep the comments going here. Let's keep this conversation going here or other places. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you tuning in and getting up early with me here and chatting about this stuff. So let's see here. Any last things? Let me just couple things then to make sure that you guys remember, because I talked about some things early and I want to make sure everybody gets that. But here's the things I'd really love from you this morning. tworegularguys.com/decorators community. Get signed up over there. No obligation. There's not going to be a charge or fee for it or anything like that. This is as we talked about on Two Regular Guys podcast yesterday, this really is going to be just a hub. You need information, you come in, we spin you around the little train table, send you out to where you need to go. You need to share information, you come in, we talk about it, we see if we can help fix up the train, if there's any need there, and then we send you out to where people need your information, that kind of thing. So it's just going to be a central hub. All you've got to do to pay for being a part of this community is just get your information in there, share your information with us, and then we will keep you apprised of new things happening as it builds and grows. So that's one thing. And then one last little plug, aaronmontgomery.info/marketing. Check that out. And the book that we talked about today is right here. It's Amazon, amzn.to/2q7. And I think those are, so I will put that into the comments section. I tried to post that in there earlier, but I didn't it said there was an error, so I will get back there. Chuck says all for a good cause, absolutely for a good cause. The school's young future business leaders group, which is a huge cause for me. Our future is so important to me, and I know to you guys as well, because I know you guys support a lot of that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. We've covered quite a bit, so let me know what you guys want to talk about. I think next week we'll come back and get into some more trouble, and maybe if Todd's back around, we'll have him join us. And good stuff, guys. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful morning.